Hey, my friends. Happy Tuesday or whatever day you are watching this from. I am Emily Smiley and I help home-based business owners, mostly network marketers, affiliate, and any home-based business learn to build and thrive using systems online to automate and leverage your time. So, long intro, blah, blah, blah. Today, hot topic. It's kind of a hot topic Tuesday, and it's something that's kind of returning and kind of comes around the wheel every once in a while, and that is network marketing. What is it, and is it really better? So I thought I'd share some of my thoughts, and I realize that most of you on this page are already in some sort of affiliate or network marketing, and that's great. But I am assuming that you will feel me on this because we've all been there. We've all had haters. We've all had doubters. Maybe you were there yourself. Maybe you rejected network marketing forever before you got into it. And now you're in it, and maybe you've been in it, but then you just met too many doubters or haters or whatever. And for whatever reason, maybe you quit. Maybe this will inspire you. So, anyway, welcome. I'm trying to get my lives straight as far as getting them in. I really have some information I love to share with you guys on what's going on in my world and with the people that I'm around, and hopefully pass that information along and share it with you. So, first of all, what is network marketing and is it really better? So I actually looked this up, so forgive me for sharing my notes today, but I Googled it, and it said it is a sales force that is paid for selling but also recruiting. So some of the words that I know most of you have heard is multi-layer MLM, right, which is multi-level marketing, pyramid selling, network marketing. A lot of that is residual income, and so that term also comes up with that. And a lot of people get into network marketing because they desire to have that residual income. Well, what is that residual income? What does that mean? All right, so that is basically when your net income generated is in excess of your return on investment. Basically, payment that you receive long after the product or service that you shared. So for instance, if you were, a musician and you wrote a song and that was the work that you did, and you're paid residually, maybe as that album is released or every time that song is shared or bought or whatever, right? That's residual income. So, is network marketing right for everyone? In a short answer, absolutely not. Can you quit your job to get into network marketing full-time from the get-go? Short answer, probably not. Is it better? In my opinion, it is. To quote Eric Worre, it's not perfect, but it is better. So those are kind of some of the things I want to delve into real quick today. So now that you know what network marketing kind of is, I'm sure most of you can relate, right? Like it seems like every single person is kind of getting into the game, which is a good thing. But it also has brought around a new doubter, a new hater. Like they see all these people, and in my opinion, part of it is because they're painting a picture that simply isn't true. They're kind of faking it till they make it or what have you. But basically it is bringing out new doubters because there are more people in the market, if that makes sense. So who is it good for? Well, most of us, at least on this page, or if you're watching this, are probably have an entrepreneur mindset, right? Like you at some point decided, hey, I don't like solely being an employee. I don't want to trade my time for dollars. And so a lot of people get into network marketing because they're like, hey, this residual income really makes sense, right? That's why I did. I was like, let's get paid residually for work that I've done. And honestly, 5 or 6 years later, I'm still being paid on work that I did 5 or 6 years ago. So if you have an entrepreneur bone in your body, network marketing just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. Now, is it better? Okay, this is also, in my opinion, it depends. A lot of people are promised a lot of things really quick, really fast up front. I think this has done a disservice to our industry because people are more skeptical because people are pretending to maybe make more money than they are or working more than they are. So it kind of depends. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, if you get into network marketing and you're in it for short-term money, you're going to fail, right? We've all had those friends, and maybe they've become doubters, right? There's a lot of doubters out there, or haters that used to be in it. They're like, oh, it's such a scam. And probably it's because maybe they got in the wrong company that didn't align with them. Maybe someone painted an incorrect, vision for them about, what the promises were, but for whatever reason, they've been let down. If you're in it for long term and you have a realistic expectation and your company aligns with you and you understand the compensation plan and you understand what's going on, it does make sense for you if you're an entrepreneur, right? I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs in all different scopes and sequences. And for me, I looked at brick and mortar and it wasn't worth it for me. I'm a busy mom. I was already teaching in the classroom and working in the gym. It didn't make sense for me to go open a gym and literally live there. I don't want to fix the toilet if it's overflowing. I don't want to deal with a whole bunch of employees, right, that depend on me. I didn't want to be chained to that brick and mortar, right, or that traditional business. Some people, that's totally their jam. That's fine. For me, network marketing made sense because it is such a low buy-in to get your business started, and there's not a lot of overhead. So I get a return on my investment almost immediately. And I think that's what most people mean, but it's not necessarily what most people understand or maybe even what's shared, right? It takes time to build that snowball of residual income. So, maybe that person did a little bit of work and got a little bit of money and they get pissed off, right? Because they understood that they were going to do a little bit of work for a lot of money. They don't understand. And so I think those of us in network marketing, and that is kind of why I called it Hot Topic, we need to set a more realistic expectation of what network marketing is and what it requires. You need an entrepreneur mindset. Why? Because you don't have a boss telling you to get to work. So a lot of people get into their business and literally put themselves on vacation and then are disgruntled because they didn't make any money, which makes absolutely no sense. Or, like I said, maybe whoever their upline or whoever brought them into network marketing painted an unrealistic picture of what it takes to be successful in this. And when I say successful, success for different people in this realm is totally different. And they're all acceptable, and that's fine, right? So that's why I say if you're going to jump into network marketing and you're going to expect to make a full-time income off the get-go, that is an unrealistic expectation. Right? Chances are it's going to start as a side gig. You're going to build up that residual snowball. And then if you so choose or decide, you may step away from your trading hours for dollars or your salary or whatever, because success to you has now become more time freedom, right? And that would still be your priority until that snowball of residual income takes over to where maybe the money takes over. Right? And it's so funny. I just had someone ask me this week, they're like, well, how successful are you? Well, what is your definition of success? If your definition of success is, I've replaced the income I was already making, I'm home, I make my own hours, I get to revolve my business completely around my family, I get to take off when I need, I don't have to ask for time off, I'm extremely successful. But maybe that's not it. Maybe someone just gets into it just for the money, right? We've all had friends that they're super successful, but what are they lacking? Time freedom, right? Or maybe, and that is partly why I started this page. There's a lot of people that get into network marketing and they don't understand it. They don't have the skill set. And so they're not successful and they're not making any money. And that is not fun. That is not a fun place to be. I don't want to get into network marketing to make $100, $200, $500. That is not worth it. So, but for some people, if that's all they're doing on the side and they have that $500 a month, that's totally fine. There's people out there making $50 a month, and if that's your jam, that's cool. My goal is always at least to get you to $500 a month, right? That would pay a bill or two, hopefully, right? I live in California, it might be one. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 15,000, maybe it's 50,000, maybe it's above that, right? I mean, that's my goal. But I have friends that are in all of those brackets. It is possible and it is doable. So when you meet someone that says, oh, that's not possible, or that's illegal, or that's a scheme, or that's a scam, they probably don't know what they're talking about, right? So you have to educate yourself and be solid in your choice enough to be able, not that you need to defend it, right? And I've been there. I have literally made myself upset, getting super defensive, feeling like I need to defend my choices. I refuse to do that anymore. They're not paying my bills. They're not building my business. They don't understand anything about me or my journey or what I'm doing or what I want. And that's the other thing. What is it that you're wanting out of network marketing? So that's what I'm going to be sharing tomorrow specifically. I'm going to be sharing about if you are currently looking for a network marketing opportunity or a new one, you need to know what to look for, because I really believe that's how we got a lot of these doubters and the haters, because maybe they got into network marketing, they didn't understand it, they weren't explained it effectively, maybe they weren't making any money, they didn't understand they needed to work to make the money, they thought they were just going to miraculously, appear in their bank account, and then they got out, and some of those are the worst haters out there. So how do you deal with them, right? How do you help your team deal with them? I've had many a team member. As soon as they join, they get all excited. You explain it. They understand, building up that residual snowball. They understand that this is part-time consistently for a big snowball effect later down the road. And then what happens? They have a doubter. They have a family member. They have someone maybe close to them that they respect who completely, goes after them with, it's a scheme, it's a scam, it's a pyramid, that's all of those things are illegal. And there are bad companies out there. That is why you need to do your homework. That is why you need to know what you're getting into. If you're just jumping into an opportunity because you like the mascara or because you like the lipstick, no offense, but that is not a good reason to start a business. You might maybe become an affiliate and send your people, and maybe you can make some that way. But if you're jumping into building a business and that is your foundation and your platform, chances are you probably won't do very well, right? At some point, you're either going to be disappointed and leave, or you're going to have to learn more to stay in, right? And we've all had friends like that. So, long term, you have to be self-disciplined. Like I said, there's so many people that join your team that they're not entrepreneur. Everyone is not your prospect. So if you're still out there pounding the pavement looking for prospects to join your business opportunity, you're wasting your time. That is not a numbers game. That is a depressing game, right? Because a numbers game would be approaching people that are actually interested in building a business. And if people aren't interested in building a business, you're wasting a lot of your valuable time, right? And you get into this for the time freedom, and then it cracks me up because that's like the number one thing that a lot of people give away by pounding pavement, by looking for people who aren't really interested in what you have to offer, product or service or business or whatever. So, are you self-disciplined? Can you set those self-work hours, right? Don't just open your own business and then forget to share with people, right? I think a lot of people are afraid of selling. So they start their network marketing opportunity and they usually, in my opinion, fall under one of two categories. Not always, but in general. Right? They're either like ignorance on fire and they're literally spamming every single person, and every single person is like, please stay away from me. I've heard everything. Or they don't even share it all because they're so afraid of what other haters or doubters or critics are going to say that people don't even know what they're doing because they haven't even started. They haven't even shared. They haven't even, so you have to like networking and you have to like marketing, right? So networking, you have to like people. You have to talk to people. If that's something that you're unwilling to do, and it doesn't matter if you're building online, you're actually talking to more people. So if you don't like the networking aspect of it, it is probably not going to be for you. And that is true about the marketing side. And that is a big hole for people. Because people say, oh, it's sharing, it's not selling. Now, I'm not talking about that. I mean, you absolutely need to find a company that aligns with who you are authentically, what you want. But when push comes to shove and you open your back office in your company or your product or whatever, and it says commission, right? Retail sales profits, that kind of thing. Guess what? That's selling. So yes, you can encourage people that they're not just selling people, right? But that they can share, but when push comes to shove, they're still selling. And if you don't market yourself, you can't sell your stuff. But we all market every day. And so that is an education thing, helping people understand. Well, every time you put in earrings that people comment on and you send them down to Nordstrom's or whatever, you're kind of marketing for them, right? Word of mouth. And that is where network marketing kind of comes from, because it's depending on their distributors, right, to share their product, their services, and their opportunities. So you're already marketing. So helping people understand what that is, what that looks like, and that it's okay. It is your business. right? I spend a lot of time helping people like asking for the sale, right? I'm a red, I'm a get to the point kind of person, right? Type A, very get it done. And not everybody is like that. I get that. You have to understand people, right? The networking aspect. But when push comes to shove, if you can't downright get to the point and ask for the sale, you're not going to do well in network marketing. Because it doesn't matter how long you send those hey girl messages. If you're still doing that, please don't. But it doesn't matter how much. If you're having those conversations, how authentic or however real they may be, it doesn't help you at the very end of things if you don't make your sale or your pitch your product or your service or your opportunity, right? And so my approach is just, hey, if this makes sense to you, great. If not, then you can move on in your relationship. There's no need to damage that continually or return repeatedly to them when they've repeatedly told you that they're not interested, right? You can kind of keep them in the loop if they ever change their mind without literally hounding them. And that is the main reason why we focus now on building online, right? So what is network marketing not, right? It's not illegal. It's all of these things that people still think, right? It's not a scam. It's not a pyramid scheme. I actually really laugh when people say, is it a pyramid scheme? Because if you look at traditional businesses, there's usually a president and the CEO, CFO, whatever, and then all the employees down here. And then those people, those employees that are, you're trading your salary or your hours for dollars or whatever, they're not training you to be the president of this company, right? That kind of looks like a pyramid to me. It's almost a reverse pyramid, right? To where there's all these successful people up here. You maybe join in, and as you do the work, people help you, link arms with you, and help you move up. That is the point. Now, a lot of people get stuck, and that's a skill set. So a lot of people, instead of developing the skill set to get better, they simply disengage and then hate on it. Because they're like, well, I did it and I paid all this money and I didn't get any better. Well, who set up that expectation that just because you put some money out there, it's going to do well? The average business owner, I don't know what the new thing is, but I would think like $80,000 to $150,000 easily to get you started on a traditional business. That doesn't mean that, you're going to make money just by opening a store. That doesn't mean that you're going to have customers. You have to hustle. You have to be open when your business hours say you are open. You have to be there. You have to do the work. You have to find customers. You have to make the sale. You have to figure out how to make that profit. It is the same when you are building a business. It is a business. And there's a lot of you guys, and this is some tough love Tuesday today, I realize, but you are not truly building a business. If it is a hobby and that's all you desire, that's totally cool, right? That used to be my jam. Like, hey, I just give me, a couple $100 extra and I'm totally fine because I had all of these other things that I was doing, right? But then there's a lot of people like me where it was like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense to learn different skill sets to do this a little differently. This makes sense that this is a long-term plan. This is something I want to retire into, not out of, right? This makes sense as a side gig. This makes sense as a side hustle or a full-time hustle. Or, hey, I understand that I'm lacking this skill set to do this correctly, and I want to. So I want to hear, because I know that if you've been in network marketing for any amount of time, I mean, I don't care if it's a month, a week, a year, years, you've had haters, you've had doubters. I'm curious, have you tried do you educate them? Do you get defensive? Do you ask questions, which I found to be the most helpful, because a lot of those people, it made sense to them in the beginning and they've already done it, and maybe they had a bad experience with network marketing, in short. So, I really do believe, Eric Worre teaches a lot on this, right? It's not perfect, but it's better. Because if you are an entrepreneur, and if you desire to make an extra outcome, and we live in a side gig economy, everybody, it seems like, has got a side hustle. That's why so many people are getting into network marketing. So it makes sense to have like, hey, for $50, you can have a virtual franchise over here, or, for a couple $100, we can help you really build this business online, or, whatever it is that you're looking to build a business. Or you might just be like, hey, this is fun for me. I just want to be part of something. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you need more fun. I just want to make, a couple $100. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't making that. I can tell you because I speak to them on the regular. They get into this and they don't understand and they don't have the skill set, and then they wonder why when they do their taxes at the end of the year, their business made no money. Or even worse, they actually used or spent more money than they actually made. So are they really treating this like a business? And there's probably some disconnect there into what their expectations were, what they actually did, and then the outcome of whatever that is, right? So it makes sense to know what you're getting into it for and what you want out of it. Because at the end of the year, you need to know, okay, well, I just got into this for fun. I made, $500 a month. I would consider that a success, right? Or, hey, I invested in my skills. I didn't make a whole lot of money this year, but my projected for next year is that with the skill sets that I learned this year, I expect to do well and to continue to build the snowball, right? Because I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm not just going to quit and move over to the hater list just because my return on investment isn't yet. And that's what we need to help people with. It hasn't happened yet. Too many people quit too early because of either unrealistic expectations or they've hit some sort of hurdle or obstacle, and we really, really, really need to help them through it. Because if you are an entrepreneur and you want a low risk, it really does just make sense. It just makes sense, you guys. But all companies are not created equal, right? There are lots of crackdowns that have been happening, and rightly so, right? There are sketchy people out there. But if you're trained and you've gone to school to be, a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or whatever, I spent years in the classroom, and then what happens if a school, shuts down? Do I just be like, oh my God, that was so mismanaged, I'm never going to teach again? No, I'm going to take the skill set that I acquired over here, this profession that I'm invested in, and I'm going to move over here and I'm going to find another job. So some people are hunting for network marketing, companies. Maybe they've got in and they didn't realize that it wasn't a good fit for them. We all have those friends that kind of hop around. I usually discourage that. However, I do understand that sometimes, you just need to know before you get in. And so I really suggest you take a hard look at the company that you're interested or that you're in. So I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow, because if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it probably is. So make sure that you're jumping in with someone that, knows their stuff and doesn't paint this unrealistic expectation of what it should be. So again, whether you want to make 500, 5,000, 15,000, 50,000 or above, it is possible. It's not perfect, but it is legal. So just, those haters don't pay your bills. They certainly don't pay mine. And I've learned over the years just to let it roll off, and it's a lot easier. Not to say sometimes I don't tend to get a little defensive, but for the most part, they just don't understand. They don't understand your journey. Most of them don't even understand an entrepreneur mindset in general, right? Adding an extra income stream, what? The reality is most of us need multiple income streams, right? Otherwise, our society and our culture at large would be a lot better. And to add a residual one where you're getting paid multiple times for work that you did one time and that you're just following up with, it just makes sense. It can work for everyone if you know what to look for, what you want, what to expect. But remember, it doesn't work unless you do. So a little tough love Tuesday. I hope you guys found that helpful. If you have a hater out there and you think this might help them, maybe send it to them, share. Otherwise, I'd love to hear, what have you dealt with in your business as far as dealing with, haters. So if you're looking to get into it, it's definitely worth it. Hopefully this helps settle some of that and give you a little more peace of mind. I am going to be covering what to look for in network marketing. So until then, have a great day, you guys. See you soon. Bye.